Hello, good evening everyone. Alright, so this game is finally out. It just launched today. I backed it on Kickstarter, so got the Steam code right away. So yeah, Cooking Companions, if you haven't already seen my stream in the demo last week, or last year when I played the Appetizer Edition, basically, this game is compared a lot to Doki Doki Literature Club, in that it has, Rewardinka, thank you for the follow, but it feels a lot like it's compared a lot to Doki Doki Literature Club, in that it starts off very cute and friendly, and eventually descends into madness and horror. Although with Doki Doki, at least, had you playing for quite a few hours to give you enough time to get attached to its characters. Is she? Okay, it's already getting creepy. Okay. Guess that's what happens if you leave it idling for too long. Oh, this is gonna be good. Okay, let's see, Yes, we know, this game's not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed. The walk was brutal, but this cabin's amazing! Full kitchen, running water, it really has everything! Finally, a place I can read a good book in peace. I can't wait to Ah! Achoo! Sorry, everyone. It must be the dust. Get those allergies under control, Mariah. Don't worry, guys. I'm sure with a little elbow grease, we can make this cabin shine. So are you volunteering to clean, Gregor? No. Not many supplies here. Guess we'll have to go out to get what we need. There's a fireplace for making stew, so let's gather up some firewood, okay? Leave that to me, little guy. I'll tidy up around the cabin. Need to save Mariah from dying due to this dust. Hey! Allergies are nothing to joke about, Karen. She's not dead yet, Pipsqueak. Calm down. Thanks, Natalie. I think I'll go foraging outside. With over 450 mosses, 900 fungi, and 70 slime molds, there's bound to be treasure up here. Roughing is fun, and Natalie knows so much about edible foods. We're in good hands. I think the slime molds would be the most delicious. Most certainly not. What about the fungi? Do you know which ones are poisonous, Natalie? I could figure that out. Oh, you sound confident. You can be the canary in the coal mine, Natalie. I'm not ending up a corpse here. Oh, that remains to be seen. Keep both eyes open, little guy. Plenty of wolves and brown bears around. They won't be a problem. I read up on 10 different techniques to incapacitate them. Number 1 is... And Natalie! Oh yeah, sorry, Mariah. Got carried away again. I'll help Natalie look for food. I'm definitely better at warding off wild animals. So let me go in and... It was really loud when I first started the game up, so I turned down the volume, but at this point... I like how it doesn't let you adjust the ambience. If we come up empty-handed, we can always eat some of the food we brought. You mean the emergency rations? Bad idea, chum. Hey, and Natalie and Mariah are getting the food. Gregor's gathering the firewood. That makes you our designated chef. Everyone's looking at you expectantly. You nod. Very excited to try your cooking. Alright, everyone, let's go to work while there's still sunlight. Later. Mariah and Natalie, Gregor. The three exit the cabin, leaving you and Karen alone. I think Natalie put the supplies in the kitchen. Thanks for helping out with the cooking. To save the game, right-click or hit escape on your keyboard to pull up the menu. Okay. This menu will also allow you to adjust volume levels or exit to the title screen to view unlockables. Please note, going back to the main menu or exiting the game without saving will remove progress you've made. Be sure to save. Do you have any experience making meals? Is that so? Looking at you, I think you'd be good at serving up food poisoning. Right? It's like Karen will remember that. So if this is anything like the appetizer edition, I'm sure that the different choices we make are going to cause the story to branch out in different ways. I mean, it did to an extent in Doki Doki, but only as far as like different interactions with the girls that you favored. It still pretty much converges on the same spot anyways. Anyways, going to check out the living room. Let's talk later. Karen heads toward the living room and starts dusting a little bit. You decide to look around the kitchen to find the ingredients for the meal tonight. You never know what you'll find around the cabin. Clues and secrets may be revealed by searching an area more than once. Why not give it a try? What area do you want to search first? I guess we'll start with the cupboards. The first few cupboards are empty. And Natalie must have put the supplies somewhere else. Check the cupboards again. Just some mouse turds and cobwebs. Ugh. You check the cupboard underneath the sink. You found a dead mouse! Oh boy. This would be a great gift to give to Karen. You put the dead mouse back in the cupboard. Karen's not ready for the dead mouse yet. There's nothing but cobwebs back here. Thankfully, no spiders. You look at the wood logs closer. This is just a pile of Norway spruce. The Norway spruce won't burn as hot as logs from an oak tree. These would be useless during a snowfall. I want to keep that in mind. You reconsider your views on Norway spruce. It's less dense and won't fill the cabin with a heavy smell. Check the drawers on the left. Just some dirty knives. You check the drawer above the mouse hole. Some kind of mold is growing in this one. Maybe Karen will find it appetizing. That and the dead mouse. You check the drawer above the wood pile. Something's making it difficult to open. You pull it open with all your might.
Whee! Cabbage!
There they are. It's time! Chompettes, sound off! Never fear, Onion's here. Like my cousin Cornbread says, I'll rise to the occasion. Raspberry! Always merry, Raspberry. Potato. Cabbage stuffed me in this drawer. I'm pretty sure this counts as kidnapping. We're the Chompettes. Why talk with those boring humans? All they have to give you is drama. Come chat with us instead. We'll share valuable recipes you can cook. We'll share with you our secret Chompette recipes. Collect them all to become a 5-star chef. You can find unlocked recipes in the main menu under Extra, but be sure to save the game. To celebrate, here's your first recipe card. Roasted eggplant with sesame and pomegranate, meat-free. If you ever want to talk, just come to the drawer. Chompettes! Let's move out! Cabbage rudely slams the drawer closed. You wonder if what you just saw was real. You're slightly worried about what this means for your mental state. Okay, I actually do want to... I think that's where we can actually view the... recipe. Yeah, apparently these are actual recipes. We got one in the cabbage roll recipe in the appetizer edition as well. But only slightly. Hey. Did you find the supplies? You shake your head. Natalie lied. He actually put them in the bedroom. Idiot. Here you go. You got the emergency supplies. Karen leaves you alone. You start a fire with some of the wood and get to work on cooking dinner. Tonight's entree, vegetable stew. In a large saucepan over medium heat, you heat some water with potatoes, carrots, and celery in it. 15 minutes later, you drain the pan and set the vegetables aside. Placing some butter in the saucepan, you melt it over medium heat. Throwing some chopped onions in, you cook it about 10 minutes. The onions are tender and translucent. Perfect! You next mix in some flour, salt, pepper, and heavy cream into the saucepan, adding the vegetables to the mixture. Hours pass. We're back! More firewood than you'll ever need! We found some wild sorrel. Maybe tomorrow we'll have a bigger bounty. And Natalie's bearing the lead. We saw a red deer! Mariah spotted it. Yeah, that's great. Anyways, killed 17 spiders today while you were out looking at deer. Yeah! That should come as no surprise. There are over 160 species of spiders here. 160? Don't worry, Mariah. I'm sure they were all in the bathroom or something. No. Almost all of them were near the couch. Yeah! I was gonna sleep on the couch! That's where 16 of them were. I'm not sleeping on that couch, then! There's only 2 beds in the bedroom. Don't sweat it, Mariah. I can sleep anywhere, so I'll sleep in the rocking chair. I'll sleep with one eye open, just in case any of them swarm the couch. Thanks, Gregor. Karen and Natalie, you two take the bedroom. Thanks, big guy. Joke's on you, Gregor. I always planned on taking one of the beds. Hey, Natalie, I snore louder than a lumberyard. Sweet dreams, chump. You turn back to your bubbling vegetable stew and try a bite. This tastes pretty good. You cook vegetable stew. You set the table and ask everyone to dig in. Oh, that's cute. Oh, wow, this smells delicious. Thank you. You must be a world-class chef. Karen takes a bite. It's bland as hell. Karen! Tastes like every other vegetable stew I've ever had. So generic. Could probably use some meat next time. Gross. For a side dish, we could bake some bread and utilize the Fragaria vesca, also known as strawberries, for some jam. Nobody cares, Pipsqueak. Everybody laughs at Karen's polite ribbing. Nothing makes you happier than cooking a great meal for friends. This could very well be the best day you've ever had. You go to bed stuffed. Dawn of the second day. Hey, up! How'd you sleep? I was so warm last night I didn't even need a blanket. What time is it? About 1 hour till dawn. Will you two pipe down? Trying to sleep over here. Gregor, the birds outside aren't making much noise yet. We didn't bring many supplies, remember? Better get a head start on gathering food. I honestly can't see the trees outside right now. Gregor, did you see any spiders last night? There was a small one in the bathroom. Huh? Actually, I did see a centipede by the sink. Mariah turns a little pale. Karen's messing with you, Mariah. Let's find more than wild sorrel today. Yeah. If you're lucky, little guy, maybe I'll teach you how to catch some wild brown trout. What's with you and meat, big guy? And Natalie's herbalism book stated there's many more species of plants to eat out here. Let's leave the fish alone. You know I'm not, into meat. Oh, Mariah vegan? That's a shame. I'd wake up early to go fishing. Cheer up, Karen. We'll get to observe the trout at the very least. Maybe we'll see more red deer today. That sounds like a waste of time, Gregor. Haha. Maybe we'll find some blackthorn berries. I love blackthorn berries. Haha. We'll be back later. Can you watch our stuff today? You nod. Thank you. Thanks. Don't steal anything, okay? You nod. Mariah and Natalie, Gregor, and Karen leave the cabin with a hop to their step. You're alone, but thankfully you have a drawer of chompets to keep you company. Each day you'll be asked to explore a different part of the cabin. You only get one choice, then the day will end. Choose wisely. What do you want to check out today? Okay, so here's where we're actually going to start getting. We have choices. Talk to the chompets. Check the bedroom. Around the bathroom. Go into the basement. Oh, the basement was Oh, the basement was lots of fun in the appetizer version. Let's start with the we actually didn't see the bathroom in that version. Let's examine that. Very, very old-fashioned looking. Well, the whole bathroom essentially, but like I'm especially noting the toilet. Has that very old-fashioned look to it. Yep, it's a bathroom, toilet, bathtub, and a cabinet underneath the sink. Open the cabinet? Sure. You peer into the cabinet. You found a spider. It's pretty small, but it's hairy. It's far too gross to even squish. Rude. There's a note buried in the spider web. What is this? Good day. We've received a fair number of complaints from Ruslana Orlik over her perceived harassment of her nephew, Marco. Ruslana alleges that you've been frightening him and are causing a public disturbance when traveling into town. Her list of complaints is as follows. Erratic shuffling, sneering at Marco in an attempt to intimidate or frighten, babbling incoherently. We understand that this is by no means illegal, but humbly request that you stop immediately. Failure to do so will result in an in-person meeting to discuss. Thank you for your time. Leonard Kazimers. Okay. Take the complaint letter with you. You shut the cabinet. What else you want to check out? Black markings. Doesn't look like black mold. Must be residue from some old liquids. The others should be coming back any minute now. You leave the bathroom to go greet them. We're back! Knock it off, Mariah. It's pretty rare to be scared of one. It's not! Who knew the big guy would be so scared of... Shut up! You don't understand! I don't think anyone understands, Gregor. It was just a marmot, Gregor, not a monster. Mariah laughs so hard your ears ring. Tears are rolling down Mariah's cheeks. She's laughing so hard she's about to hyperventilate. Stop Mariah from hyperventilating? Absolutely not. One less mouth to feed, right? Well, that's a little mean. You don't get it! It's pretty personal! Please explain, big guy. Gregor looks incredibly uncomfortable. Let's leave him alone. We found some raspberries and elderberries near the cabin. Quite the selection of berries. We also found more wild sorrel. Is this going to be enough for a good meal? Everyone's looking at you for an answer. You decide to do an inventory of all available ingredients. It takes you a while, but you decide on your specialty. Cabbage rolls! You first bring a large pot of water to a boil. You let the cabbage leaves boil for 2 minutes, draining the pot into the sink. In a medium mixing bowl, you combine some cooked rice, onion, an egg, salt and pepper, along with some tomato sauce. Use your hands to mix thoroughly and decide to wash your hands after it won't come off. Dividing the rice mixture evenly between the cabbage leaves, you then roll them up and tie a string around them so they stay in one piece. You place the cabbage rolls in a large skillet over medium heat, pouring the rest of the tomato mixture over the top. Covering it, you bring it to a boil. You reduce the heat to low and let the cabbage rolls simmer for about 40 minutes, being sure to baste it with the liquid. Ta-da! Mariah looks optimistic. Karen looks skeptical. And Natalie looks curious. Gregor looks thrilled. You watch intently as everyone takes the first bite. That's pretty darn good. Wow, I could eat the whole batch myself! I think the vegetable stew tasted better, but I love how tender the cabbage is. The sauce is pretty red. Did you use fresh tomatoes for it? It really adds to it. Spoon some of the liquid on top of it. You'll thank me later. Incredible. It's definitely growing on me. Thanks again for cooking. This was really something special. Everyone leaves the dishes behind for you to do. Not happening. You settle in and go to bed. Everyone goes to bed full. Tomorrow will be another great day. Will it? Good morning, everyone. Yeah. Again, Gregor? Can you let us sleep in? Not today. Why? Storm clouds are gathering outside. We need to find some food before it begins to downpour. Gregor, you're overreacting. We have enough food to last us a while. Enough food? I thought we used most of the supplies for last night's dinner. He's right. The meal you made was delicious, but it used a lot of what we had. Gregor's also correct. Precipitation is unusually high in this area, with many areas being high enough risk for flooding. It'd be foolish to not go out and look for food today. You really think it'll flood? Thankfully, the cabin is on high ground, but that doesn't mean we're safe from floodwaters. It's always a possibility, so it can't hurt to be prepared. You're losing it, Gregor. Karen? There's nothing to worry about. I think Gregor's right, Karen. Huh? It won't hurt to prepare for the worst. I think she's right, Karen. Fail to prepare, prepare to fail. Natalie, let's go out and prepare for the storm. Foraging should be a key priority today. There are plenty of edible foods, and it has better odds than trying to hunt. Give me a few minutes, and I'll plot out a route on some paper. Let me help, little guy. And Natalie and Gregor head to the bedroom to consult the map. Mariah and Karen are still hanging around. Unfortunately in life, you can't make everyone happy. When given a choice to speak to a character, choose wisely. You can only select one of them. Okay, yeah, I recall that this version of the game now, that the full version of the game is going to have like a like relationship values with the other characters. Try to max out your bond with certain characters for unique dialogue and scenarios. Which one would you like to talk to? Let me see. We mentioned the dead mouse in the cabinet, although we put it back so we don't have it. For some reason, we thought Karen would like it, so let's try talking to Mariah. Mariah's paging through some of the books on the bookshelf. You walk over to her. There's some great books here. Which one's your favorite? Ooh, which one do we... What if we say the scary one? Wait. I already read the entire thing. It wasn't scary at all. Very surface level horror. A cheap imitation of real horror. Ending with a woman screaming. Does that even count as an ending? You tell her it's a prequel to another book. You're kidding, right? I've lost all faith in authors. You know Frankenstein, right? I don't mean the 1931 film. I mean the book by Mary Shelley. It started with a boat around the North Pole. It definitely had more to say than the film. That it definitely did. Or this book. Mariah's judging your choice harshly. Ooh. Did we do good or did we not? Gregor and Natalie came back from their meeting. Gregor's blushing slightly. Hey! Can you cook something while we're out? You nod. Thank you. Alright, everyone. We have a route now. Let's beat those rain clouds. The group leaves, determined as ever. You have the cabin all to yourself. Oh, and here's that radio we kept hearing. What's that noise? Sounds like it's coming from the kitchen. Radio? What's going on with that radio? You didn't even notice it on the ground when you walked in. Did somebody leave this radio here? It looks newer than anything you've seen before. It seems to be broken. Better hold on to this. Before you cook dinner, what should you check out? What happens if we do look in the basement now? I'm a little curious. Your imagination runs wild staring at the basement door. You try opening and closing the deadbolt just in case. You mill around until the others return. Oh, so that... Boo, that didn't do anything. Mariah's back early today. Hey! The others are still looking for food outside. And Natalie found some more berries. But nothing that'll feed all of us. Please don't tell the others. But I'm a little worried about our supplies. I crunched the numbers and we don't have enough food, even with rationing, to last if there's a big storm and we get stuck here. Mariah seems disappointed in your inventory management. Can you try cooking with a little less this evening? You nod. Thank you. You've done such a great job with meals so far. What does that look? You're very sweet. Is Mariah blushing a little bit? Tee. Maybe you can teach me to cook sometime. You nod. Looking forward to it. Hey, you could hold cooking classes here someday. Rudely interrupting a tender moment, the others burst into the cabin. Don't be so down, everyone. We got tons of good berries. Jam is so bland without any sugar. Do you have any sugar? You shake your head sadly. Yikes. Turn that frown upside down, Karen. Who knows what tomorrow will bring? I'm not smiling for you, Gregor. You missed out. The sunset was really tremendous on our way back. Hues of orange, red, even a little purple poking out. Red sky at night, sailor's delight. Red sky in morning, sailors take warning. So we can expect a sailor's delight tomorrow? That's awesome! You're such an optimist, big guy. We must have walked a few miles today. Gorgeous sights. You can even see snow on the tips of the mountains. That rumble sounded like a dying calf. You look from person to person, trying to determine who it was. It was definitely Mariah. Mariah? I'd recognize that sound from anywhere. Yeah. Guilty. Mariah looks embarrassed, but the group laughs at her honesty. Except for you. You search your mind for something to say, but all you can think of is an old riddle. Those who have it do not want it. Those who have it least succeed. Those who have it for too long perish. When you feed it, it gets smaller. What am I? Dust? Try again, big guy. Everyone's pondering the answer. Mariah's face lights up. I got it. Is it hunger? Yeah, I was gonna guess that. So, what's on the menu tonight, chef? Bread and jam. You crush the berries in your small mortar and pestle, spreading it on some crusty bread. The bread's a little tough. Gregor, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. But this homemade jam is to die for. Sorry. No, you're right, Gregor. This bread stinks. Mariah? Everybody laughs. You're not sure this could be called a meal. But it got the job done. Everyone thanks you for dinner and heads off to sleep. You go to bed wishing you had more. You have a strange dream. Something is riding on your back. And it's becoming a nuisance. You try to see it in the mirror, but you can't get a good look at it. You try almost everything, but it won't get off. The pain between your shoulder blades is getting worse by the minute. You wander away from the cabin, stumbling by a river to soak your pain in cool water. You didn't want things to come to this, but you've exhausted all other options. You swim out to the middle. Rocks on the bottom cut your feet. You slip and fall to your knees. You lean back, trying to submerge the thing underneath the waters. But it won't drown. It won't drown. It won't drown. You splash frantically, plunging your head beneath the water. The current takes you downstream. You try swimming to the shore, but it's no use. Water fills your mouth and nostrils. After a minute, you stop struggling against the current. As you gaze up at the sky, you feel it leaving your back, drifting into the sky as you sink to the bottom. As you take your last gasp, you see what was on your back staring into your eyes. but you don't even have the air in your lungs to scream. You wake in a cold sweat. Just a dream, I'm sure. Wake up! Sorry, you were making strange noises in your sleep. Oh, what's going on, Gregor? Did the lightning wake you up? It woke me up. Tried to fall back to sleep, but it's so loud. Ugh. Let's just get back to sleep and talk about this in the morning. Everyone nods in agreement and gets back to bed. Except for you. You can't fall back asleep. You still have goosebumps from the nightmare. Karen's snoring is louder than a sawmill. You find it very loud and very distracting. You don't sleep a wink. Everyone is now up and awake in the cabin. You hear the front door open and quickly slam shut. And Natalie sounds petrified. I looked out the door and we're completely surrounded by floodwaters. Looks like Sailor's Take Warning was more appropriate for today. Maybe it'll clear up tomorrow. You can't steal Big Guy's optimism, Karen. Why the hell not? That's all he has going for him. He's also good at chopping wood, though. Ha! Knock it off, you two. Mariah, do you think it'll clear up tomorrow? I give it a 27% chance of it clearing up tomorrow. Based on what? I was bored stiff, so I read a book on local precipitation levels for the last 20 years in the living room. Sounds like you're stealing Natalie's thunder. And Natalie, you're a book nerd, right? Why didn't you read it? Couldn't make it past the cover. Is that right? Yeah, I think there was a line in the appetizer edition that says, even despite how knowledgeable he is about certain things, he actually can't read. That bookshelf has some great books on artisan crafting and natural sciences. Why let them sit there gathering dust? How did you arrive at a 27% chance of it clearing up tomorrow? It's easy. Take the time of year, multiply it by a factor of... Mariah begins to explain meteorology to you. She isn't dumbing any of this down. It's similar to where... So the first thing you need to understand, minutes of explanation feel like hours. You look over at Natalie. He's listening intently to Mariah. So intently he hasn't blinked yet. You can see his eyes drying up. A tear rolls down one of his cheeks. This is brutal to watch. Mariah finally wraps up her lecture. She ends with a bow. Nobody claps. Tough crowd. Hey, we haven't saved in a little while. Mariah, that was awe-inspiring. You lost me a few minutes in, but it's okay. I didn't understand a word of it. Yeah. And Natalie turns to you. Anyway, there's no telling how long this will last. We can't leave the cabin until these floodwaters stop. I know our food situation's a little tight, but I know you'll make the right decisions. I believe in you. Me too. Yeah, it looks like we have enough leftover berries from our bread and raspberry jam. I'll pass on the jam. Just give me more crusty bread. Everyone laughs. Except for you. With everyone stranded in the cabin, you need to keep everyone fed and happy. You sneak out to the kitchen while everyone's still talking. You get out some crusty bread and get to work making some more jam. With the kitchen to yourself, you decide to check in on the Chompettes.
Hello. Don't worry, as leader of the Chompettes, I'll make sure none of the humans know about us. Yeah, big guy will try eating me like an apple, so definitely don't tell them about us.
Potato's still silent. Ha! Are your plans going awry? Got another cornbread classic for you. Did you hear about the bread maker's bakery burning down? No? Her business is now toast. Oh boy.
That one's been done to death. Do you know how raspberry and milk were introduced?
You tell her no.
Raspberry milkshake.
You let out an audible groan. Did cornbread teach you that one?
Nope, wasted an entire day thinking about that terrible pun. It was well worth the time and effort, Raspberry. Maybe you win the annual Chompette comedy competition this year.
Ah, that's still a thing.
Not while I'm still here.
I won't choke on stage this year. Isn't that every year, Bread?
You still talk about that closing line, Bread. You're gonna do great this year. Anyways, don't even think of eating us if you're hungry. Chompettes stick together through thick and thin. Rain or shine.
Feast and famine.
Potato, I swear to God, repeat the line or we're locking you up again.
Life or death.
That's right. Chompettes?
The Chompettes somehow manage to close the drawer on themselves. You bring the crusty bread and jam into the living room. Karen interrupts as you bring in the food. Took you long enough. Karen looks at the 2 slices of bread left in the mason jar of raspberry jam. There's mold on these last 2 slices of bread. Karen is right. What the hell is the matter with you? You grip the knife tightly in your hand. You think this is enough for 5 of us? Oh, wait, we can't throw this bread away. It's all we have left. Gregor's right. Natalie, will mold spores give us food poisoning? I'm, no scientist. Sorry. Let's pick off as much mold as we can. We can't leave with the floodwaters, so this'll have to last us another day. Everyone grimly nods, ripping apart their piece like a pack of wolves. Gregor seems to unhinge his jaw and eat it in one bite. Looks like a duck eating bread. Thanks again. Bread and jam isn't much of a meal, but it's more than we had when we left Ukraine. Plenty of rainwater outside, so at least we won't die of dehydration. But until the storm is over, nobody should leave the cabin. Should clear up if we just give it a chance. And Natalie, where are you getting that information from? One of the books on the bookshelf about the climate here. You're illiterate, so that's definitely a lie. Oh, she knows. I've seen him reading. Little guy's been studying. I'm serious. He pretends to read those books because he wants us to think he's smart. But I can tell he's just staring at the page, faking it. What do you think? Ooh. Ooh, let's... Maybe try to defuse this, hopefully. You must be going blind then. Yeah. Thanks. I don't know why Karen would make up something up like that about me. You aren't fooling anyone, Natalie. Karen has stormed off. Thanks for backing me up. Okay. Good to have someone so positive around. Natalie looks relieved. I guess let's call it a day. Yeah. Sure. Everyone shuffles off to their sleeping areas. 10 minutes later. Hey. Karen likes to find someone's weakness and use it against them when she's frustrated. Just wanted to thank you for backing me up earlier. Very sweet to do that. Natalie looks at you with that look of admiration. Oh. See you tomorrow. Natalie looks like he's blushing as he walks away. You're definitely sure he'll remember that. Okay. Get ready for bed and put a blanket on. You go to bed very hungry. You don't dream the entire night, but you sleep through everyone waking up. Alright. Give me a second. When I come back, we'll see where day 4 takes us.